Nah, that's not for me. I say that. Men used to go to war, but we now do.
Now we make podcasts.
I got a podcast to make. I'll tell you that.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of the Men Used to Go to War podcast. And today we are talking about... What's the name of the episode today?
Would you go fight for this country?
Would you go fight for this country?
Would you go fight for your country? I guess, with everything going on in the world, the geopolitical instability, UK getting dragged into it potentially.
Yep. We're going to talk about, would you go fight for this country?
If Keir Starmer gave you that phone call, would you be out there? That is the real question.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's build up the scenario. So the scenario is, okay, so at this moment in time, USA and Israel are at war with Iran.
Yeah.
Now, Iran, Putin's been like, I don't like this. Iran, we're with you. And China are like, we are with you as well. But what we're going to do is we're fighting against Ukraine. We're going to look to get ground troops and start making our way through Europe.
Yeah, we want to take over Europe.
We want to take over Europe. Now, Donald's been like, bro, we need to... He's on the phone to Keir. Keir's been like, has anybody ever thought...
Didn't he call him a pussy or something when he didn't back him?
But has anybody ever thought... Keir's a bit of a weird name, isn't it? Keir. I never thought of it like that. But anyway, old man like Keir, right? He's like, hey, Keir, you're going to have to start join the war, innit? Otherwise, they've invaded Eastern Europe, now into the West. They're coming for Great Britain. So Keir Starmer is now on a campaign. He needs
to recruit.
He needs to recruit.
He needs to recruit
soldiers.
the best of the best.
So if he needs the best of the best, he ain't gonna be calling you then.
He's gonna go to Birmingham to get people like you because no one wants to hear your accent anymore.
Alright. So you're seeing posters, okay? You're seeing posters with Keir Starmer's face on it, and he's saying your country needs you.
Yeah.
There's a QR code that is on the bottom of it where you can just sign up. Are you signing up? Are you ready to?
It's not even a QR code. It's like you just got to do it. We need the people.
Well, but you need to sign up. They need your name and address, innit? They need to know where you got to be assigned. Right, so
just turn up, innit? Rock up.
So are you rocking up or what's the situation here?
Me?
Yeah.
Personally, nah, that's not for me. I say that. Men used to go to war, but we now do.
Now we make podcasts.
I got a podcast to make. I'll tell you that.
All right, cool.
I need to do the podcast to commentate on it.
Okay, cool.
That's my job. I'm commentating on the war.
So you're going to be a journalist
for
the war?
I'm his top media journalist.
Okay, yeah. What are the troops?
But we can do a one-man. I can do a one-man one. You can go to support it. I can do a one-man show because every man matters.
I'll tell you what. I will go if
and
you and all the boys go. To be honest with you, because I don't want to be left by myself. And if I go, I don't want to be by myself. I want to be with my boys in it. So I'll go if you go.
You're from Birmingham, so it's all right if you go.
What do you mean?
Like Birmingham, everyone from Birmingham should go to support it.
No, because Birmingham's the most safe because it's the centre of the country, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
No, but then we don't have to hear your accent anymore.
They're gonna.
We don't have to hear your accent anymore. So it's all right.
But really, actually,
I think you'll win the war by speaking with your accent too.
Because
the Russians will run away when they hear accent.
The toughest ones, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, why would you not?
Being a bit more serious, it might sound very individualistic, but why would I risk my life for something I don't believe in?
Okay.
Like, my life is for me to live. If I don't believe in people's decisions above me, why would I go support that?
Okay, so...
blindly. Why would I go support that blindly?
But the scenario where we're not talking about the scenario of...
it's about defending.
It's about defending the UK.
Like I said, I can defend it in ways of commentary, of doing a podcast. Physically, no.
Okay.
Physically, no. I'll defend it in a sense of if I use my analytical capabilities behind the screen to find the enemy and find the target, and they wanted me to support like that. Sure, why not? But physically going to the front line and killing people, risking my own life, I think I would take a little trip out of this country, find a nice little Greek island to hibernate in and sit by the beach until it waves out, really.
Oh, cool.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, I don't really believe in war.
Yeah, but
And in my day-to-day life, like I'm not someone who's argumentative. I don't get into fights with people. I don't get into conflict just because I don't believe in it.
yeah.
So if these people don't have my best interests, if Kier comes with me, then maybe.
Oh,
If
yeah,
Kier's
yeah,
at the
yeah.
front line with me, then maybe we can make something run.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But until he's out there, nah, ain't happening, G.
Okay, no, that's fair. That is fair. Like, in my position, it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, it's down to the scenario is we've got to go and over to Iran and help defend Israel,
No, sorry, I thought we were defending the UK from
right?
Russia.
Then I'll be like, no, right?
Yeah.
But if it's they're on the shores of they've just invaded France and they're coming over to the UK, then that's a different matter, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
it is.
they're actually gonna be if we don't defend the country, they're gonna be on the British Isles and then making their way through the UK and taking it over.
Mm-hmm.
So actually you need to help and defend the country, right?
So you're saying that you would?
If that was
you
the
would?
case, then yes, I would, yeah.
Jesus.
But then you're gonna just be sitting here and then do nothing and then be a prisoner of war.
No,
or
I'll escape the
killed
country.
by-
No, my plan would be to escape the country,
But how are you gonna escape the country?
to get out before they invade.
So
Before this escalates into a certain direction, to try time it perfectly to find a country that is just neutral and safe and I can live my life. Is the way I'd see it.
okay, so
So if there was like the conversation of that, oh, UK is going to be invaded, or there's talks of it's going to happen, or the UK is going to X, Y, Z, it's just like, hopefully there should be a flight out of the country that I'll jump on to
But-
somewhere.
but the scenario is he's made his way through the Europe.
Yeah, so if you're getting that inclination that he's making his way through Europe and the UK is next, you position yourself in a timely manner to get out before you're even exposed to that.
Where would you go?
Like I said, nice little Greek island.
But Greece has been invaded.
Yeah, but there's still some small Greek islands where it's like, I've been to an island with like 8,000 people. I don't think Putin really cares about that.
And mate, he'll take whatever he will.
Or maybe, I'm trying to think. South America seems pretty.
No, the best place to go is Switzerland, though, isn't it?
Why?
Because Switzerland is a neutral
Wait.
country.
Okay, but Greece is a neutral country. And you just said that's not a good place to go to.
I don't know whether Greece is a neutral country,
Okay.
but I know for a fact Switzerland is a neutral country. It never goes to war with or takes sides with anybody, right? And due to the proximity of Switzerland and the surrounding Alps and mountainous regions, it's very difficult for countries to invade Switzerland. So historically, Switzerland has been a very safe country.
Australia's a shout as well.
Yeah, Australia's.
I don't know who, like, Australia doesn't really seem involved in all this. And it's an island, right? So
Yeah.
there's nothing really neighbouring it. Australia would be a shout. Maybe Canada. Doesn't really seem like it's been involved in too many wars.
So technically, you'll be a refugee, right?
A refugee?
Yeah, you would be a refugee
I guess so, yeah.
because you're
A refugee of war.
yeah.
Had to escape.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah, that's not like, look, life is to be lived, isn't it? I'm not going to cut short. This could be selfish, but I'm not cutting short my life at 30 years old to go fight for something I don't believe in. As a byproduct, I only live in this very luckily and in a very privileged way, just down to luck.
yeah, what?
I'm only living in this country down to luck.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I could have been born in somewhere in Africa. I could have been somewhere in Asia. I could have been born anywhere else in the world.
Could have been back in India.
Yeah, so it's just relocating your life and starting somewhere else.
Okay.
Is the way I
No, it's
personally...
interesting because I don't. Obviously, with me it depends on the situation, but then I think we're in a different kind of age now where modern warfare is different to what World War One or World War Two would have been like. So, what
I
would
don't
you
know. Like I
think?
said, with history as well, like you got to think about. We get told of stories of World War One, World War Two, where 15, 16-year-old boys were drafted and just going out to fight and die because they needed men and boys to go fight.
Yeah.
They just needed that, and I think the morality and awareness of society has dramatically shifted since then, as well. The morality
Yes.
of society has shifted towards, because there was like, yeah, you're doing this noble cause, you're fighting for your country, you're dying, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, but they didn't. They were being sent to their deaths at the same time. We also have that hindsight of history to know what would happen.
Yeah.
Like more
The
chances than not,
education
you're
of
going to die. But I
what's
guess
going on. That.
the great thing for us, and to save everyone if they're sitting there at home getting a bit worried that they're going to be drafted into the front line, is that the UK government would have to go through a set process to make that legally happen.
Yeah.
The way it is right now is that there will need to be an emergency conscription that will need to be passed through Parliament
Yeah.
that would have to summon you to go fight for the country. Right now, like going and fighting for the British Army is totally voluntary.
Yeah. At this moment in time, but that was what it was like in World War One, wasn't it? It wasn't mandatory. It still was voluntary.
I thought it did become to a stage of being mandatory, that you have to just go fight for your country, all the men, or did they volunteer?
I think they volunteered. I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure they volunteered.
I guess there's a high bar now for where that Parliament would have to approve that you have to go fight for your country. Like you do still have a choice, essentially.
Yeah.
I thought it was from the sense of the previous World War One, World War Two. We didn't really have a choice. Like that's why they had 15, 16-year-old
Yeah. No, but like,
boys going.
I think it was like obviously kind of people kind of looked down towards if you didn't go. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I would need to double check that, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, it's interesting.
I don't know. I don't think many people. I think the amount of people that will voluntarily go in World War One and World War Two versus if there was to be World War Three now, there'll be a stark difference. Stark difference. I don't think people will voluntarily and blindly go to go fight on the front line.
I think a lot more people would.
You think?
I think so.
I don't think the general public has the appetite for war, especially after seeing, like I said.
For the right reasons, people would go to war.
Is there a right reason to go to war? If your country's been invaded?
Yeah, if your country's been invaded, then that is to defend the country that you live in and the people that you're not defending just the country. You're defending like the livelihoods of your family home and your family that live in the UK and your friends and so forth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
There's kind of
Maybe it's a cynical way to we just live in a geographical piece of land. And that's what the world is. We're just geographical pieces of land that have been chopped up in different ways. And that has changed over time as well, at the same, like over history.
yeah.
And that's what we are. Like, in a way, you could, with traveling, I've realized that you could go to another place and live a better life.
But okay, so basically, you're saying you go to a different country, right? But what about like your parents, your brother, and say basically they were like, actually,
I'll try to convince them to.
but what they're like, no,
That's
this is
their
my
decision.
home. I want to stay.
But people have that autonomy. That's what life is about. You have your own personal autonomy. You can't convince people to see what's best for them. You can show them and like talk to them, but it's their life and their decision, and that's their life. That's the great thing about
You
life.
want to stay with them?
If I knew I had like an 80, 90% chance of dying, would I stay in a situation where I knew I had a 100% chance of living or 90% or like 75% of dying? I would choose the 100% living. If that means people didn't follow me. But I think very different. I'm just like,
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
you can take people to the water, you can't make them, you can take a horse to the water, you can't make it drink. That's that saying, right?
Yeah, it's interesting, but again, I think it's down to the whole situation, isn't it? Really, but I'm not going to, as I said, I would sign up if it was to defend the country. But if it was actually to Keir Starmer's going, you need to go and defend Israel because they're losing this war, I'll be like, no, thank you. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
go defend them.
I mean, the other thing is that when it was in World War I and World War II, people who were going into war didn't really know what was going to be the outcome. If that makes sense, there was no social media to show them what's going on. There was less context to show them what was going on. I think they maybe just had newspapers at the time, just giving them some updates on how it was going. Whereas now, in seconds, we can exactly see what's happening. Like in our group chat, when you started messaging to Bikram, I hope you're okay. And I was like, why is he messaging this? Has something happened? Then I had to Google, this has happened in the Middle East and XYZ. I
Yeah,
was like, we know exactly what is happening in real time now, and we can know and see what the potential outcome could be in this
yeah,
moment. If like we wouldn't have that information, we don't historically we've never received that information so quickly about what is happening to make real lifetime decisions.
yeah,
I think people used to go towards like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come back. Like it's just gonna go defend. We're just gonna do that. But then it's like shit. Like they're dropping bombs and they're doing this and then this and like you don't realize that until you're actually there. Whereas we have all that information to make a better informed decision right now
yeah,
with what we see on social media. So
yeah,
it's interesting. But I guess that moves on to the thing of like talking about wars in World War I and World War II. And if we were to have World War III, what is the not interesting difference, but war would be very different. I think
yeah,
previously the main thing is that talking about 16, 15-year-old boys going to war is that previously it was just about mass armies
yeah,
of sheer volume of people to fight.
yeah,
It's like fight until the death, just keep going, ground wars,
yeah. Being in the trenches.
being in the trenches. Whereas now it's more to do with like smaller armies, less emphasis on numbers, and more like actual precision.
Yeah,
It's not like front lines of ground troops, like because even with Israel, US, and Iran, like there's a whole question of are ground troops gonna go in, but it's like in a territory like Iran, what are ground troops gonna provide value for?
yeah.
When you can have things like
So,
drones,
yeah,
satellites.
literally, as you just said, right? Um, like it is about precision. Like in one strike, the US and Israel was actually able to take down uh, the former Iranian prime minister, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it is about precision. It's crazy to me, like thinking how many missiles have been shot down. You know what I mean? Like and defending basically airspace. Yeah, and so
And
yeah,
the cost
model
with some of them as well is
the
crazy because
cost
I
is
think like
yeah,
the cost to the US to shoot down those drones,
yeah.
I've read is like stupidly expensive.
So it'll be more yeah. Modern warfare will be definitely a lot different than to what you've seen
Yeah.
historically. You're talking more probably cyber attacks as well.
Yeah, cyber warfare is probably
Yeah,
infrastructures.
infrastructures.
I guess yeah, with like previous wars, there was things like actual battlefronts where they would meet with each other and actually fight. Whereas now it's more, like you said, online. It could be through media narratives as well that they're putting out in terms of is this content that they're putting out legitimate? Is it kind of propaganda? At the same time, there's also questions of like financial systems going down. I
Yeah,
think if
financial systems.
they can be impacted, economies. Like the war now with Iran is trying to hit the Gulf states as well, basically, because it impacts the US's economy, right?
Yep,
It impacts the travel industry as well.
impacts travel
It
industry.
impacts the economies of those states that have strong ties to America as well. So it's not just we want to kill people, it's how can we impact your general and
Economy.
financial infrastructure
It
that's in
is yeah.
place.
If you think about it, it's literally we'll block the Strait of Hormuz, and
Yeah.
you can't have oil, and everybody's just fuming
And
now
food and
because
there's obviously food goes through that as well, right?
exactly. But what is actually a great film is it Leave the World? Yeah, Leave the World Behind. Have you seen that on Netflix? It's like Julia Roberts is in it, but like Teslas basically, people take control of Teslas, and basically they're just driving by themselves everywhere, like boats and so forth. All technology, they're just stuck on land because they're just it's
Or
yeah
is it
they've
because
got
another country has started to control them,
yeah
basically, and do what they want with it? Yeah.
literally you've got drones dropping down leaflets from the to provide information. Everything's gone down. Um,
I can imagine they started like just controlling your TV. They can put whatever news they on.
literally,
Um, your phone systems they can't use. You can't access your banking accounts. You don't like that is a form of
yeah,
warfare, right? Where it's not just they come in to bomb you and kill you. Because I think the appetite for civilian warfare and killing civilians,
yeah.
it's not there as much anymore. And
But
maybe like actually impacting your economy and infrastructure
it's more effective.
is more effective because it's a lot. Okay, you're killing people. Let's say that's one way. But then if you actually take down your economy,
It's a slow death.
yeah, it's
Do
a
you know
lot
what I
more
mean?
impactful.
If you can stop the internet, if you close down the internet, then actually everything else shuts down because
Yeah,
you need that. Your the um, jobs, the infrastructure, anything in the London city, there's going to be
there's no.
stock exchanges. Everything's going to go down. Um, you can access like stop food supplies.
Mm,
Tesco's can't make any orders. There's no food at Tesco's. People can't access the banking app.
it's gonna be
The whole
chaos.
banking
Obviously, it's like
industry is yeah,
no food, no water, famines, people just dying for not from the actual gunfire and gunpower. It's because of consequential impacts.
yeah,
I mean, that's probably a big thing about warfare now. Um, I guess the other thing is the nuclear powers of countries is probably very different than what it was 100 years ago. I know
yeah.
obviously there's been a lot of nuclear developments in countries, and that kind of I don't say it kind of deters
Mm,
because they know. I don't know. I find it weird because of like you have like a nuclear power, right? And if you're actually going to go to war, like why don't you just fucking blow them up? So it's like, do you really want to go to war or do you not? Because if I was going to war with a country and I wanted to like be like, yeah, I'm the superpower, just blow them up. But
no, but that has.
obviously it has
But
consequences.
then there are like what Geneva Conventions. There are like there are kind of specific rules that war when you go to war that you need to play by. Really, obviously, not everybody sticks to them.
I guess the nuclear intervention maybe deters such shelling of countries and people because they know that if it gets to such a tipping point that one of them is going to use this and then there's no going back after it.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
if that's kind of changed in the way that war works now.
Yeah. Um, now, I actually read an interesting book recently, The War Doctor, right?
Okay.
Right, so this doctor, originally from Wales, but works in London, but he'll fly out to the Middle East. I think it was like Syria, I want to say, around there when those conflicts going on, and basically, yeah, one of the incidents like those snipers, and they will kill any, like, obviously, doctors and so forth. But what he'll there was one like shooter, sniper, what the correct terminology is, that he would actually kind of wound someone instead of killing them. So actually, when someone comes to help, he could kill them as well. It's like, but yeah, it's kind of actually it is kind of we
It's
say
evil.
there is modern
Evil.
warfare, but it's still kind of that old kind of fashion techniques are are still about. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
It's very evil.
but anyway, um, I think that kind of concludes our points, really. But I think I think we're really interested to get other people's comments.
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you go and fight if you got the call up?
What's your views on war in general? I
Yeah,
think it's
What do you think
I
modern
think it's
warfare would be
pointless.
like as
I think
well?
it's pointless just going to war in general. Like, how does it benefit any
Yeah.
society, any countries? That no one really benefits from it. I feel we live in such a mature era of the world where, like, here's your land, here's your land, here's your land. Just live within peace and work together.
But nobody wants to do that,
Yeah.
do they? Do you know what I mean? Like, life would just be a lot more simple. But
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts.